Hello and welcome back to the Academy of the Magical Art. I am Frater Ophiel, and today we are going to begin a discussion on the Hermetic principle of vibration. This is going to encompass an expansion and explanation of the principle of vibration, as well as a little bit of recap on the principle of mentalism. And we are also going to use these two principles, to begin discussing magical thought forms. We'll go into what magical thought forms are, how energy is used, how this vibrating force that we are becoming aware of, that we are learning to perceive and feel, stay in tune with, can not only be felt tangibly, but it can also be programmed through mind because of the principle of mentalism. This energy can not only be programmed, but it can also be used to assist us in our daily lives, assist us in our magical workings. So these principles are very important to understand. First and foremost, the principle of vibration states that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. These are 6 words that a magical practitioner can spend their entire lives gaining deeper understanding on. This would be considered the 3rd Hermetic principle, and it embodies a very basic truth that motion is constantly occurring around us. Nothing is ever still. Nothing is ever resting. Everything is vibrating. You know, what's really cool about this principle is that this is something that has been observed and believed for thousands of years. This is a principle that was understood before scientists ever had microscopes or anything to sit and dissect the matter of the universe. Now, if we look into quantum physics, we will find that everything is made of atoms. Atoms are moving. Atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. All of these things are constantly vibrating. They're constantly moving. The only thing that allows them to take a solid form is the fact that we are perceiving it to be that way. This is because of the principle of mentalism, the principle that states that the all is mind and the universe is mental. The only reason why a bunch of small vibrating particle of lights moving really, really fast holds us up in a chair or keeps the plate that we're eating our food off of resting on top of the table, rather than just dissipating into everything, is because there is conscious thought behind it. Recently, well, relatively recently, I should say, depending on what your scope of recent is, but recently, in the last couple hundred or a couple thousand years, people have really drifted away from understanding this. People have lost sight of the magnificent power that our minds and our mindset holds on our physical reality, because it is thought that creates reality. Depending on where our mind is, will distinctly determine what trajectory our life is heading in. The way we observe our lives as taking form will dictate what form our lives take. This is the principle of mentalism combined with the principle of vibration. So we see this principle of vibration everywhere around us. Science tells us that hot and cold, magnetic push and pull, light and dark, electricity, all of these things around us are nothing but vibration. They're being sourced from somewhere that we call the ether. There are a lot of things that science does not yet explain, but we can correlate what the 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 teachers of old believed for thousands of years before we had science. We can see that science is now affirming what these people had believed. So it is important that we also try to understand what these old teachers, these old masters taught, that we might apply it to our personal lives. We've spoken a lot in the past about the law of mentalism in various different states. We've used some examples of how it can be applied, either through the use of our own sigil magic or through it being used on us in the form of corporate sigils and subliminal messaging. But how can we take these two principles, this principle of vibration and this principle of mentalism, and apply it? To answer that, what we begin to look at are things like magical thought forms. So, what is a thought form? A thought form would occur anytime we take and focus on energy and apply thought to it, causing it to change from one state to another state that would then be applied to some aspect of our or another's lives to create some kind of change. Naturally, any principle can be applied to give life or take it, so to speak, the two poles. Please do utilize any of these concepts only for the good of those around you. We've talked in the past about vibration and frequency as well. However, if we look at and recognize ourselves, our physical bodies is vibrating energy that not only is made of energy, but we being biomagnetic antennas, we take in and put off energy as well. We can focus on this energy first and foremost and do very simple things. Form it in our hands, make a ball. We can think about it and cause that ball to vibrate faster, making it warmer, or slow down, causing it to become cooler. We can take that energy and we can channel it into another person. People have been doing this for a long time. Hands-on healing, prayer, practices such as Reiki, where you channel quote-unquote divine light through your body and into the body of another, or their chakras or whatever. So if we are able to think about energy and channel it into another through healing, or if we are able to think about it and move it through our hands and to make a shape, why is it then that we wouldn't be able to, let's say, make a ball, make it hard, a construct, and then put a thought into it and send it to somebody and have them receive that thought? There is a high importance of having good concentration and clear thought. You don't want to be trying to, create something, anything, and have your mind be drifting into 16 different places. So I just want to note that before really doing anything serious other than practicing with concepts such as these, that you take some time and discipline your mind. Make sure that you understand how to breathe. I understand it's kind of funny hearing somebody say you need to learn how to breathe because we all breathe, but there is definitely a right way and there is definitely a wrong way. Breathing rapid like a little gerbil is not the proper way to breathe. When controlling the breath, when focusing on the breath and drawing your attention to your heart area, something biochemically occurs that causes your brain to kind of balance out. It eliminates all other thoughts that are trying to penetrate the mind because you are focusing on your breath. It is recommended to focus on the heart when doing that because the heart produces a lot more electricity than the mind does. So where you draw your attention while you are breathing will definitely have an effect on the results that you achieve. Make sure that you are able to consciously sit and still your mind and focus at least enough to do that for 10 or 15 minutes before you really attempt to achieve any serious feats with creating intentional thought forms. We are creating all the time because we are constantly thinking, and being that our universe is mental, what we think manifests and creates form. Being able to do that with clear intention and precision is what allows our reality to become shaped by our intentional hand the way we want it to be, rather than just kind of running its own course on autopilot. I recommend not only taking some time to learn how to breathe. In the near future, I'll probably put a couple short videos up, including what's called a single point meditation and how to do that, as well as some proper breathing exercises. But until then, definitely do some of your own research and get that down. Also, getting back to creating constructs. These constructs, these balls of programmed energy, if you choose to make it a ball, really don't. Their limitations are really as far and wide as you create them. I will be making a part 2 to this video, which will be on tulpas, servitors, and egregores. What these are sentient and non-sentient thought forms that are created to perform tasks. These are beings. And then egregores are group minds, people working together to form one of these constructs. We're not going to get into that right now, but I will be making a part 2 to this video. So just begin to meditate on that principle of vibration. Begin to gain an understanding of how everything moves, everything vibrates, nothing rests, everything is in constant motion. We've already been working on taking inventory of our thoughts, accepting and rejecting thought, but be aware of where your thoughts are going and what kind of a ripple or a manifestation it's creating in the energy around you. Because we are in constant states of creation. We are creators ourselves. What we are thinking and what we are saying is manifesting. I would recommend doing a little bit of study on a topic called Psionics. That will kind of help you learn to move some energy through your body and create these constructs. A lot of people already understand these concepts of how to move the energy of their body through their hands. Some people don't even do it through their hands. Some people just think. And in the future, we'll be discussing, when we get into astral travel and things of that nature, we'll discuss creating a chariot. One of the steps of creating a chariot is being able to create a construct, being able to create energetic form that is able to hold a piece of your own consciousness that you can then send forth and do whatever, go where you want to go, see what you want to see. So this is a tool to be added to the magical tool bag that will definitely get expounded upon more. But like I said, for now, making sure that you can clear your mind to a degree, or making sure that you can focus your mind where you want it to go, making sure that you have steady breath and are able to focus on that, moving that energy, forming it through the use of thought, and maybe even giving it slight tweaks like hot and cold. I know that one small exercises lead to take a thermometer, put it on the wall or put it somewhere, and then creating these constructs out of energy to either be warm or cold, and just sending them over to the thermometer, doing 2 or 3 of them, and then you can actually see the temperature in the thermometer change. You can see the effective change that it's creating. Small exercises like that really do a couple of things. They allow you to get better and get comfortable with the actual process of creating constructs, and they also allow you to see the fruit of your labor. You can actually see physical change and physical reality because you're sitting in a chair 5 feet away from a thermometer and sending some energy over to it. So it's good to have a couple of these exercises to hone your craft a little bit. Thank you for joining with me today at the Academy of Magical Art. Stay tuned for part 2 on tulpas, servitors, and egregores. Blessed be.